dirty old chopper. Right, you join me in the log cabin. Normally I'm in the garage, but today I'm in the log cabin. It's full of stuff, bits I've taken off the Harley and old bits I've restored and all kinds of stuff. I've got my lathe set up in here and milling machine and all kinds of drill press, and this is where I kind of do all my bits. But I can't strip paint in the main garage over there. I need to come in here because obviously if this were to get on the paint of the Trans Am or my modern car, it might strip the paint off, it might not, I don't know. The problem I've got is that in their infinite wisdom someone painted all this aluminium black, which is not great, it looks terrible. So I've been looking at different ways of stripping the paint. I've been trying this stuff, which is really cheap. This one's quite old, I don't know, it's probably 10-15 years old. I did have some really good paint stripper, but I gave it to my mate because I didn't think I needed it anymore, so that's gone. He's used it, which is fair enough. So I've been put cling film on top to stop it evaporating. This one, now if you look at this looks very different. Now, what have I been doing? I tried to build a vapor blast cabinet because there's loads of YouTube tutorials on this. So I have a really cheap, really old shop blast cabinet that I've used many times for cleaning up steel, and all I've literally done, and this is quite literally, is connected a hose into it and into a bucket with a submersion pump, which I've temporarily lost, and then you kind of just shot blast it, which is vapor blasting with water. I don't know where that bloody pump's gone, but anyway, the results were not great. So I'm using it for the wrong thing. So what I should be using it for is to polish up aluminium once the paint's off. What I tried to do was use it to take the paint off aluminium. The other mistake I made was you're supposed to use glass bead, which I've got here. I accidentally contaminated my glass bead, or this bit of the glass bead, with some steel shot. You can see the steel shot there. The steel shot is much, much harder. So that's why this piece looks like it's been traditionally shot blasted, which obviously we don't want. So here we are. That's really all I've done because, I mean, it's gone dark outside now, but there was a decking here and the decking got ripped up and the patio's been put down, and I've cut up all the wood and I've put the wood all there. So I've been working hard on other projects and the vapor blaster, which at the moment is a little bit of a fail, but I guess we'll see. And of course I had to recondition my old compressor that was stuck in the shed for many years. You can see the rats have had a go at the manual, but they don't seem to have chewed anything up on here. I then snapped off one of these air filter things, so I managed to repair that and sort it out. So yeah, I need to do a number of things. I think I'm going to put some paint strip on this as well. I'm also looking at, see, I've got this wire polisher. Now obviously that's far too hard to use on the aluminium, it'll scratch it terribly. But I've got this bench grinder. Now I don't know if I can convert one of these wheels to an aluminium polishing mop. And then once the paint's off of these, I can polish them up with this. So I need to check if this can be taken off and if I can do that. I don't know if it's possible, or if this one can be spindle changed. I've got no idea, because I need to do something to clean up this aluminium. I also did some Dremel stuff with very mixed results. So the Dremel engraving is going to wait for a little bit and take a back seat. It's just too much work. I found a really cool old light, which I'd love to put on the bike, but it's got a yellow lens on it, which is a real pain. I want a white lens, obviously, so I assume that's not painted. I assume that's yellow glass, quite literally yellow glass. So that would have made one of my good headlights. And I really want a square headlight light. It's a lovely old thing. Maybe I'll have to take it to bits and have a look to see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually a yellow lens, which is a shame. But there we go. That's a dirty old chopper. We're not even going to look at the chopper. It's just into engine bits. I've yet to measure up any of the other parts, so we'll see how it goes. So here is the result of the cling film on the stripper. Just this cheap old stuff that I got. Actually, to be fair, it's pretty much there. It's not bad, you know. So where it's contacted, it's made it all kind of blister up, and I managed to get most of it off. But what I thought was I might try some caustic soda. Now, caustic soda in the UK might be hard to get hold of, but I can try. I'm going to go online. I think I've seen it on eBay actually. So I'll try some caustic soda and see if dipping it in caustic soda makes it any better. And it would also clean up the aluminium a bit. But whether I could do this in the caustic soda, I don't know, because it might damage the bore, and that would be really bad. I don't want to damage the bore. So yeah, I might have to come up with something clever for this one. But hey, look, it's starting to come off. So if the worst comes to the worst, I can get that one off. Just take a little bit longer. But yeah, that's great news. I'm sure there was a much quicker way to get these valves out. The valves and springs are now out, and they're all bagged up, and they're all sort of labelled, so I know where to put them back. So yeah, I used a Jaguar, 1940s Jaguar valve tool to take them out, which was probably not the best thing to do. It's kind of been bolted to the bench, and it's a bit clumsy, and it was a bit, yeah, it took about, I don't know, half an hour, I suppose. It was quite hard work, but they all came out, which is good. On this head, I did find a relatively serious problem. I mean, not hard to fix, but serious for running. When I left the spark plugs in, and when I turned it over, this spark plug was not poking through the gap as much as the others. Let me turn this over. So all of these spark plugs, these ones, were through the holes, and this one was recessed into the hole. And what I found out was it had been cross-threaded, and it wasn't going all the way in, and it was locking early. So this cylinder would have definitely been low on compression. Now, I could have done this, or it could have always been like that. It's really hard to tell. I don't know. So, actually, I can see it was this one, so I'm just got it the wrong way around, so I'll put it around. This one, so what I did was, because it's a 12mm by 1.5 thread, I've got a tap set there, and I've just run a tap through it, and it now seats correctly. So that's great. I fixed that. If I turn this over again... So the reason I've cleared everything up here is I need to strip all this stupid black paint off, and I've got this snapped off, so I need to drill that out, but I'll do that another day because that's quite an in-depth job. Spent quite a lot of time, you can see I've got shot blast glass there, quite a lot of time messing about with these bits. As you can see, the paint's really coming off now. I've managed to strip most of them down to pretty much bare alley, and now what they need is a polishing. So to get the paint off, and just to give them a bit of a shine, I've used this, and they are quite scratched, so some of them will need proper. But what I've done is I've got a bench grinder here, 6-inch. I've purchased the polishing kit for this. So what I'm going to do is have a go at polishing these up, see if I can get them sort of a semi-mirror finish, and then I can maybe have a go at engraving them. I don't know yet, but at the moment they just need to be polished up. But yeah, that's progress at the moment, is makeshift valve removal, valves out, spark plug fixed. I know I just need to drill that out. Spent a lot of time stripping these and messing about. Yeah, that's about it. And it was in my homemade vapor blast cabinet, which kind of works and kind of doesn't. But yeah, there we go.